Okay. So between Emilia and Diana, my daughters, they're trying to bring something, as a cultural thing, because I think it's very important to share these kind of things, and we open our eyes to another perspectives. That's cultural, the things that we have to be always aware. So right now, I'm going to share a recipe, very typical from Ecuador, made with potatoes. And the recipe by itself, it has a little variations from my mom. So it's very from my mom. Okay. So now, Julian, Amelia. Present. Oh, okay. Now you're going to introduce.
So we wanted to kind of like tell you what the ingredients would be called in Spanish as well, so you could kind of learn the name of both. So my sister is going to be reading them first.
English and Spanish, okay?
Okay. So we're gonna have 8 medium-sized potatoes. In Spanish, that would be ocho papas medianas. Then we're gonna have half a tablespoon of salt. In Spanish, that would be media cucharada de sal. 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. Una cucharita de ajo molido. 4 stems of parsley. 4 ramas de perejil. 2 eggs. 2 huevos. 2 tablespoons of butter. 2 cucharadas de mantequilla. Wait, what's the difference? This look. 4 stems of scallions. 4 ramas de cebollín. Then
Sure.
I'll move it.
cut mozzarella and cheese. And un tercio de taza de queso mozzarella rallado. And then we have vegetable oil, which in Spanish would be aceite vegetal. And then we would need diced tomatoes, but that's optional. In Spanish, that would be tomate en cuadritos.
Okay. All right. So everybody has the peeled potatoes already? Are they peeled?
If I'll just speak up for 1 second. If anybody has any questions, you can always put in chat or just speak up and ask the question. But if you don't, you can go on mute. But if you have a question, feel free to go off mute and ask.
Yeah. So right now with potatoes, if it's kind of, this size, kind of medium size, we're going to divide in half. So that will have to cook easy, like faster. But not like little squares, because sadly, if you pass the time, it will be a potato soup. So we're trying to avoid that, So half is okay, kind of medium size, and we're going to put in a pat, okay? So right now, I'm going to cut potatoes, and I'm going to put in the water, okay? And thank you so much to join this. Okay. All right. Everybody's at the same page right now, or we have to give a minute maybe? Just let me know. Yeah? All right, good. So let me bring the pad, okay?
So now we're gonna put potatoes in the pot, some water, so they can boil.
So, Jovita,
Mm-hmm.
when I put my potatoes in the water, I did that maybe 10 minutes ago. I can actually cut it a little bit smaller. Is that what you did?
Yeah, it's yeah, kind of half. Yeah, it's fine. And the important thing is the water has kind of covered the potatoes because then is when they cook uniform way. You know. Okay. All right. Let me put something. Let's see. Okay, so now vamos a poner
No, now we're gonna put some parsley.
perejil en español. So you can choose like, 3, 4 of them to boil into the water because interesting how parsley give a good taste into the water, into with the potatoes. So, some people doesn't like if it's, the case, just don't add this. For the people who like, you can add. All right. So could you wash this, please? Thank you. So the salt, okay. See, half a spoon of salt. So we have that. All right. So we need to put half. No, this will be small. Half a spoon each. Okay, the big one. Into the water. Okay. And with the parsley, perejil. Yep. All right. And the garlic. Oh, in Spanish? Ajo. So it's 1 teaspoon, so the small of minced garlic, okay? Let me see if we can show from here. Oh, it's, yeah. Move the camera. Yes.
So then we have the garlic and the potatoes and the
Perejil and parsley.
parsley in the pot.
All right. This is going to be over. Now we can put to boil. Okay. Right. Whether we can put meat and we better faster. high, yeah. Until it starts to boil, has to be the higher. When it starts to boil, we can put here. Okay? Did you see?
So now it's the potatoes. They are going to boil. At the beginning, we have to put in high. And when it starts to boil, we can put medium. Okay? Approximately like 15, 20 minutes, no more than that. 15 will be okay. Okay, let's set up the time. Let's see, 17 in the middle. All right. Good.
Mientras se cocinan las papas,
While the potatoes cook,
Emilia va a hacer una introducción del vocabulario con palabras clave.
Amelia is gonna do a translation of the vocabulary.
Okay?
So I made a little slide presentation for this part. So I was wondering if Mr. Maddie can wait to present my screen for a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to start off with the cooking terms. So in this case, I was wondering if people could volunteer and kind of like what words they would think go with the verbs that go in English. So if anyone wants to participate.
I think I might have a willing participant over here.
Okay.
To make hacer.
Yes. And right now we put the verbs so they're not conjugated because that can make it all more complicated. So yeah, so right now we're just in the infinitive version of them. So does anyone else want to go?
Mezclar.
Oh, yes. That would go with combine. Then let's see. So this is what I used to do. I'm going to use an example from French classes here. I would take words that I think sound similar or look similar to the words in English, and I would choose those. So
let's see. So Andrew, which would be peel?
Pilar.
yes.
So, but what would be the proper pronunciation, do you think?
The pronunciation would actually, he was very close. It would be pelar.
Okay, not a guess that.
That was pretty good though. So another one here, let's see. This one might be complicated to guess, but aplastar would be to mash, or another word for it would be machacar. That one would be a bit, I don't know for some people might be a bit more complicated to pronounce. So aplastar is more commonly used though. So.
Now, I have a quick question, Amelia, for Spanish that you that your mom knows growing up. Is that different than the Spanish than, let's say, you learn in school? And some of the words, especially cooking.
It is, well, not cooking specifically, but generally the Spanish that is taught here, I've noticed that it's more the Spanish that comes from Spain. So it's more influenced from Europe than it is from South America. So, for example, in Spanish, in Latin America, we don't use vosotros. So that is only a word that is used in Spain. So.
Gracias.
Other words could be, let's see,
Andrew, what do we think?
I don't know.
What do you think combinar might be? Combinar.
Which ones have we done so far?
I don't know. Maybe.
oh, wait a second, I just realized I messed something up. Give me a second. Okay, so mezclar is to mix. Oopsie. But
I kind of like the word to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like it's like if I were to look at the word, it's comer, but I like to think of it as come here and eat. Comer?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, you are actually, that was very good. It was
oh, good.
But
Come
yeah.
here and eat. I love it.
Oh my goodness, I have made another mistake. Looks like I forgot to change a mistake that I had made earlier, but okay.
I know disfrutar.
Yeah.
Yo conozco disfrutar. Es enjoy.
Yes. The pronunciation of that was also correct. That was very good.
Let's see, I also have another
The words that we have left would be to cut, to fry, to combine, and to serve. So there are a couple that I see that I think are quite similar, so maybe someone can get it. Can go ahead and okay. So I guess
Fry could be frayer.
yes. And the pronunciation for it would be freír, so that was also very good. The nice thing about Spanish is that you basically pronounce each letter, so it's not like in English where you have like the silent letters. So I feel like that's nice for people that are learning Spanish because it does make it a bit easier.
So you do pronounce the ending R?
Mhm.
Frier.
Yeah.
I have another assistant here, I believe may know a word. What do you think?
Oh, go ahead.
I think it's cut
Which word?
to cortar.
Yes. Very good. The pronunciation for that would be cortar, so that was also very good.
2 to go.
And then the last two, does anyone want to go for a 50-50 chance?
I think to serve is server.
Yes. Let's see. Okay. And then the last one would be combinar, which would be to combine. And now there are some, we have the cooking utensils. These are the more basic cooking utensils, the more commonly used. So this one is a bit more complicated because the words aren't exactly similar. So
This one might be too. What do you think?
Okay, I'm gonna go for spoon. Nacho. Oh my gosh, that's Italian. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm gonna put myself on.
It's okay. But here, in this case, spoon would be cuchara.
I know what knife is.
Oh, what's nice?
Chili.
Oh, yeah, good job. The pronunciation for that in this case would be cuchillo. So in Spanish, 2 L's make the sound, I guess, like, you kind of like, it's like yo. So like, if there's an O at the end, of course, but that's kind of the sound that those letters make. So, but yeah, cuchillo is a knife. And then,
What happened to Miss Janet Horse?
He's right there. Focused.
oh, what? Okay.
I think Mrs. Horse is going to redeem herself. And
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, well, let me see. Hold on. Well, plate is easy, so I'll do that. Well, I think it's easy. Plato, not the philosopher, but plato. Plato.
That was very good pronunciation. Plato. So I think now they're pretty complicated, like most of them. So let's see. For teaspoon, does anyone see a similar word to spoon?
Cucharita.
Yes.
Cucharita. It's kind of like spoon, right?
It's basically like little spoon, like you know, dessert spoon. So yeah, cucharita. Yes.
now, I don't see. So the ita means little. So what would be, so a tablespoon, is there, what would, instead of cucharita would be teaspoon, what would be a tablespoon?
That would just be cuchara. So like a spoon, it would basically be. But yeah. Then, but let's see. Are there any? Now I think, okay, so there are only 3 left. Let's see, for fork, the word would be tenedor. So, yeah. And now, okay, since there are only 2 left.
Luke says sartén is pan.
Yes, good job. And that pronunciation was 10 out of 10.
Sounds like Luke. All right, Luke, what does that mean pot is, Luke?
What did you say? Okay. Yeah. So the pronunciation for that would be olla. So yeah, these are all the words that I have for you today. Does anyone have any questions?
My friends, sorry. If I say to my friends, hola, I don't really mean, I mean like, hola. But if I say hola, I'm saying like pan.
Well, actually the pronunciation for that in this case would be olla because of the 2 L's that it has. So.
Say it again.
Olla.
Yeah. Oh, because of the LL, the double is a ya. Okay, got got it.
So now we're gonna move on to the chives. So
Okay, so now we're gonna cut the roots of the chives, and then you're gonna peel the first layer of it.
In Spanish, what's the name of this?
Mm.
Remember?
Cebollín.
Cebollín. Like a little onion, you know?
Yeah.
Cebolla in Spanish.
there's the normal onion, but then cebollín are chives.
Mhm. So, estoy picando.
That would be the word for chopping the chives, or like cutting it into small pieces, I guess. Cutting things into small pieces.
Okay. Other thing, like this is, Ecuador has 3 regions. This is coming from the mountains, La Sierra, we call,
Which is right across through the middle where the Andes Mountains go through.
Mhm. So the city that we were born is called Cuenca, which is kind of high. It's like around 8,300 feet. 2,500 meters.
And it is also the 3rd biggest city in the country.
Mhm. Okay. The word by itself, the Llapingacho, yapping is the beginning of the word, but it came from a Quechua. It's a Quechua word. So yapping means machacar or mash. So yapping, it's Quechua word, which means machacar, and gacho, it's something like kind of, the traduction is not very like awkward, but it's kind of, how do you say, like doblar?
Fold?
Like fold. Kind of weird. Or maybe because we are going to make potato pancakes, kind of, maybe that's why they say llapingachos. But yapping means machacar or mash. Okay, so ahora
Now we're gonna put the chives in the
In a bowl. So, wait.
okay.
Okay, we are now going to mix the chives with the cheese.
I have a question. Traditionally, what is mozzarella cheese, the traditional cheese you use in Ecuador?
Kind of, we call fresh cheese, queso fresco. It's very artisanal, like handmade, and the people used to make, in the countryside, and yeah, it's very like handmade, everything. It's like no machine in between, just like they use kind of canvas, to compose the milk after they boil. It's kind of very like basic thing, the indigenous people use. So here, it's kind of mozzarella, could be kind of something similar, the closest one. But yeah, it's queso fresco, that's the typical thing, okay? All right, so amount of cheese. How could you bring me, please? This is kind of 1/3 cup, let me see. Okay. And actually, in the typical recipe, it's not usual. It's mainly just the potato by itself. So this is an addition from my mom. So she used to put this in the middle of the potato pancake. So this is the cebollín. Now the cheese. So in cheese, you can use even fresh mozzarella too. It's not like it has to be certainly, it's just like depends your taste too. This is, mozzarella is interesting because it's like very like stretching, that's kind of satisfactory. Satisfying, yeah. Okay, and now this is 1/3 cup, the cheese. And for the, this is kind of other secret. A little bit of 1 cucharita, 1 cucharita of olive or vegetable oil. Depends what do you prefer.
Cucharita is 1 teaspoon of oil, vegetable oil.
So now we can mix that. And this will be ready to put in the middle of the potato pancake, or tortilla, sometimes we call it. Okay, so now it's ready. The potatoes are ready. Now we are going to mash the potatoes. Okay, let me bring here.
So my mom's gonna show it now on the other camera. So.
Gracias.
Okay, so now it's like kind of soft. Okay, so now we are going to put in the container. Okay. So, here. Okay. And the famous machacar or yapín. So just let me took away, we took away the parsley. We don't need that. We can take out, okay? And now we can mash. All right. Just in honor to the time, we are going to move a little faster to put the rest of the ingredients, okay?
So now we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of butter. And 2 eggs.
Okay. And continue to mash everything together.
It does look fun to mash.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun to make.
Now is a good moment to try to taste. If you want to add a little more salt, you can do it, okay?
Okay. How is it going? Good. It's good? It's going good?
See, a couple families working hard.
Okay. Good. Okay, pásame la plate. Un plato. Un plato grande. Demostración. Okay. So now you can put, because it's hot, right? So when it's hot, it's difficult to manipulate with the hands. So you can make kind of a hole in the center. And then when you add this mix, what was in that mix?
Chives, cheese, and vegetable oil.
Okay. Okay, add the top of that.
And then cover it with more potato.
Okay. And loop plate. Put together. Or does it stay together? Right. So if I wait a little more, we can use the hands. Now it's kind of, if we have more time, we can, dejar enfriar.
And if you have more time, you can let it cool down.
And you can make with the hands. Okay. I'm going to make a couple of them and we can fry it. Okay, and give examples. Okay. Perfect. Consistency is perfect. Whip. So, all right. Like a pancake, right? Put a better shape here. Okay, and now we are going to fry. Okay, let me show you. Can you look at my phone? That will be better. Thank you.
Okay, so they're gonna go on the other screen now.
Okay, so here we have, a little bit of oil, vegetable oil, could be even olive oil. Olive oil sometimes change a little bit taste, but you know, depends the taste. So like, what do you want? So it's important the oil has to be very like hot. If you put like when it's cold, the potato will absorb the oil. So we don't want something like greasy, right? So we have to wait until it's kind of, you know, hot. And after we can put the potato, the llapingacho. Okay, good. So now we can put in medium, kind of 4 minutes, okay? 3-4 minutes, no more than that. Instant. Okay? No more than 5. It's like 3-4. You have to check. Okay, so let's see how it goes, and I can teach you when is the exact moment to turn over, to flip it. Yeah, to flip it. You know, because sometimes you move sooner. Suddenly the consistency starts to change because you start to manipulate. You know. Could you hear me well? Now it's better, the sound? Yeah? Okay.
See.
Good.
I have a question, una pregunta. I'll try to,
Wait a second. Oh, there we go.
I don't know if I could say it
Can
in
you hear
Spanish.
me?
Can you hear me?
Wait, can you put the volume up in the computer, please? There.
I have a question. What is growing up, what was the best, or what was the traditional time of day to have a llapingachos? Was it breakfast, lunch, dinner, any meal, dessert?
Yeah. Actually, sure. Emilia wants to explain what's the typical day.
So typically we would eat this for lunch. Since lunch in Ecuador would be more like dinner here, it's a lot bigger. And for dinner is when we have like a light, smaller thing. So usually for dinner maybe we would have like an empanada and some tea or something. But during lunch we would have like soup and rice and everything. That's the time of day where people would eat their biggest meal.
So was that like 3 p.m. and 3 p.m.?
It would be like 1 to 2. Yeah, it would be like between 1 to 3. That would usually be the times that we would eat at. Yeah. Oh, so on the other screen, my mom is going to teach you how to flip the llapingachos. I know what time, so.
So you guys, you know, now it's kind of getting so hot. Why would you want to have like a big meal at noon when it's so hot?
Oh, in Ecuador, it's not really that hot.
Sorry, I can't hear you, honey.
So in the mountains, it's not like as hot as it is here. Since their seasons, it's more like it's eternally spring. And the coldest months of the year would be more like. So the coldest months of the year would be actually July and August, and sometimes a little bit September. So if you have right now because it's pretty cold. The best times to go there, I'd say, are like December to February, because that's like, since we are in opposite hemispheres, we're on the northern hemisphere right now. the seasons are also opposite. So for example, when it's spring here, it's, I guess, fall there. It's just that like leaves there don't exactly fall. It's just like, it just continues being spring. So yeah.
Perpetual spring sounds nice.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, this is a typical plate. It goes with hornado. Hornado is pig, basically, roasted pig. So they put at the free markets, the open markets, so they have the big pig, roasted pig, with the llapingachos outside. And the other thing that is very typical is encebollado, which is a mix with onions and tomatoes and some lime, salt. So it's kind of a special preparation for the onions. So it's like encebollado, llapingacho, and the pig roast. And of course, if you are in Cuenca, it's something like you can miss to eat the mote. So mote is basically corn. And you boil the corn, you boil the mote, you know, the corn. And yeah, it's that, just like plain, just boil it. And that goes with everything. In Cuenca could be with soup, could be with rice, could be with whatever. Just like Cuenca is very typical to eat the mote, you know, it's corn, basically. Big ones, yeah. So now, it's like, as you see the color, it has to be this kind of, you know, yellow, kind of golden, yeah. So things when, you know, we can play a little bit because the consistency is almost done. Let me move a little bit this one. Oh my gosh, it's trying to move away from me. Exactly. Oh yeah, good. Okay. All right. So now we can put in a plate. Okay. If you want to, you know, fry it a little more, you can do it. You know, but you know, to find this crusty, crunchy, you know, effect. So you can leave it a little more. You know, just depends. You know, a little longer. But this is kind of, you know, well done. Okay.
Ian, I don't know if you can get a picture of my fry pan.
Oh, let's see, a picture. Hold on 1 second. Oh, you have, Janet, you have to hold it up a little more. Or, wait, almost. Your left. Oh, wait. Almost. Let's see. Let's see. I think, is that it? Got it.
Oh.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry. There we go. I see half of it.
Okay, hold on here.
There we go.
So mine turned out really different.
You got like a Llapingacho, like hash brown.
It's more like I don't think I mashed the potatoes enough. So I made kind of like almost more like a hash brown. But Dave and I can't wait to try it.
So, you know, this is kind of optional that you can put little bit, you know, juicy thing beside of this. Typical is here's when the people put the encebollado, you know, with the onions and tomatoes, you know, but if you want something like more simple and, you know, faster, it's just like a diced fresh tomatoes.
Now, with such what sounds like great, amazing weather in Ecuador, in the mountains. Do you grow tomatoes all year long? Do you just grow vegetables all year?
It's, it's amazing there because definitely you can grow many things through the year. It's like never stop. Fruits and vegetables, and it's like through the year you will have always, all kinds of food available. That's amazing. And because we have the three regions plus the island, the Galapagos Islands, but the three regions is like the coast, the mountains, and the jungle. So we can, have everything. Products from the jungle, from the coast, and from the mountains. So if you want, to put aside, that's one option. But if you want to give kind of juicy, for the presentation, so you can put like above, some of the, so it's like optional. That's my addition to this.
That's more of a personal preference.
Exactly. Okay, so any questions?
My husband has a comment here.
All right, Dave.
Go ahead, Dave.
Wait.
When's dinner?
He says, when's dinner?
I think does the Bailey family have something to say? Well, hold on. I think the Bailey family might have something to say.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah, so I just had a question. Can you save them? Can you eat them? Does that work?
Oh, yeah, if you put in the fridge, it's not a problem. You can eat the next day, you can do, 2-3 days. It's not a big deal. If, it has to be in the fridge by the cheese and things like that. But yeah, it's not a problem. Especially if you cover with, good container, or you can put even aluminum or plastic, like trying to avoid the cold from the fridge. So if you can just package, just like, yeah, definitely it's not something like has to be eat today. It just depends. Any other question? Okay, so before we finish, I want to show.
So we have a map, so we kind of wanted to show you the areas of Ecuador and kind of give you the idea of where's the coast, and where are the mountains, and where is the jungle of it. So. Okay. Big map. But basically. This would be kind of like this area would be where the jungle is. So it uses like a big part of Ecuador. The mountains kind of go right through the middle here. And then this is what would be the coast. And the Galapagos Islands would be farther away that way. So there's jungle, the mountain range, and the coast. And then the Galapagos Islands. We actually share our mountain range with Peru.
Yes, and Colombia.
And Colombia, yeah.
So would those same mountain ranges come up through Mexico and California? You call them
No, this is called no. This is called the Andean Mountains. So it's Andean Mountains. It starts at south of Colombia. And goes through Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, and a little bit at the north of Chile. It's called the Andean Mountains. Yeah. So we can have definitely like very big mountains, like Chimborazo is one of the biggest ones. So it's bigger than Mount Everest because the bottom is from the equator. So in reference with that, will be bigger than Everest. So we have the snow and everything, through the year. Yeah. It's very spectacular, the mountains. And at the coast, beautiful beach. So, yeah.
Can you show us your hometown where you grew up, Jovita?
I have a picture of it. Let's see. So, I just wanted to show you kind of where Ecuador is. So, like, this is all America right here. And Ecuador is one of the, I guess, smaller countries in South America. It is this little purple one right here.
Okay.
Cuenca's at the south, it's right here.
Oh, that's where you're from?
Yes.
Wow.
The capital is here, it's Quito. The capital is here, Quito. So in the same mountain area, we are here at the south. Close to Peru, actually. We're closest with Peru. And Quito is closest to Colombia.
Okay.
And Emilia wants to show one picture.
Here's some images of Cuenca. Here is, I guess, it is like a very historical city because it has like houses that were built like hundreds of years ago that are still standing.
Like
So
400 years ago.
yeah, so that is one of the pictures. That.
And can you say the name of that place again?
Cuenca.
Cuenca.
Cuenca. And the meaning is because Cuenca, it's coming from Cuenco. Cuenco is kind of valley. Because it's surrounded by mountains. So Cuenca is kind of valley.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the name is come from. Yeah. So it's around, many like pretty mountains. We have a natural lake park close by, very beautiful. More than 300 lakes, natural lakes, half hour from the city. That it's really nice. It's a nice.
Sounds majestic. I wish I knew how to say majestic in Espanol. How do you diga en español majestic?
Majestuoso.
Majestuoso. Before we go, can I get Juliana and get one screenshot of you together? Can you get there we go. One good virtual. Amelia, there we go. Oh, that's great.
Thank you for the interpreter too. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Everybody included, right? That's the idea. Thank you so much to everybody.
Thank you, Odinroda.
Thank you.
Family. Thank you. I say, do we see maybe a family member waving?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Gracias mucho, familia de Unada Saca y comer llapingachos. Rico, rico.
Enjoy. Disfruten.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Adiós.
This was amazing.
Ciao.
Our next cultural cooking series is going to be India and Indian bread. Later this fall from the Thomas family.
Oh, yeah.
So Indian bread, naan. Not yet, but later this fall we'll make some naan. So gracias.
That's awesome. Oh, gracias. Bye.
Amazing. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao. Thank you, Mary Kay. I really
Thanks so
appreciate
much.
it.
That was fun.
Thank you. We'll talk about, next time what we can do, and I
Perfect.
appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
All right. Take good care.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Elsie. Oh, no, it's just me. Now it's just me, so. All right, so recording.